What happens when the queen of melancholic pop and country music's most controversial rebel collide at America's biggest country festival? The fallout was far messier and far more revealing than anyone expected. It all started with a kiss, and not just any kiss. The kind that doesn't just stay in the past, but ricochets back years later, blowing holes in carefully crafted images and unraveling secrets some thought would stay buried. At Stagecoach Festival, with thousands watching and millions more catching the moment online, Lana Del Rey did what few artists dare. She aired out personal history, raw, unfiltered, and deliciously scandalous. "I kissed Morgan Wallen. Big kiss. Went right to his head," she said, a sly smile tugging at her lips. The crowd erupted, half in laughter, half in disbelief. And then the dagger. "If you want my secret to success, don't date him when you're out west."
If you want my secret to success, I suggest don't go ATVing with him when you're out west.
Boom! A mic drop so savage it could be felt all the way from California to Nashville. The internet exploded within minutes. Was Lana joking? Was there more to this story? Turns out the truth was even murkier than anyone realized. But Lana wasn't done surprising the crowd. After the kiss confession, she pivoted seamlessly into a brand new song, 57.5. At first listen, it felt like classic Lana, moody, wistful, dripping in regret. But for those paying closer attention, there were hidden barbs embedded between the notes. The track, she said, was a tribute to her husband, Jeremy Dufresne, a swamp tour guide turned unexpected soulmate, an earthy, rugged figure far from Hollywood's glitter and gossip. They'd married quietly in a backwater Louisiana ceremony, no paparazzi, no fanfare, just a swamp, a boat, and two vows whispered between the reeds. Yet the lyrics suggested more than just devotion. Lines about betrayal, egos too big for their boots, and being led down rivers with no compass had fans speculating, was Lana singing about Jeremy, or was she subtly torching Morgan Wallen one final time?
Now I got a man, he really wasn't a fan of mine. Those 57.5
Meanwhile, Morgan Wallen's past was casting a long shadow over the night. Few stars have had such a turbulent ride. In 2021, Wallen was caught on camera hurling racial slurs outside his Nashville home.
No, I don't think it just happened. You know, I was around some of my friends and you know, we stayed dumb stuff together.
A moment that would become an instant cultural firestorm. Radio stations blacklisted him. His label suspended him. Yet paradoxically, his album sales skyrocketed, fueled by loyal fans who saw him as a symbol of defiance against cancel culture. But the controversies didn't stop. 2024 brought an arrest in downtown Nashville after an alcohol-fueled bar brawl. He was booked, released, and seemingly unfazed, offering up a half-hearted apology during an Instagram live session that did little to mend public opinion. By 2025, the cracks were impossible to hide. Scheduled to perform on Saturday Night Live, Morgan bailed mid-show after a disastrous off-key rehearsal. Witnesses reported him storming off the stage, muttering about getting the hell out of New York and heading back to God's country. Financial troubles weren't far behind. Investment projects tanked. Stock moves failed. One viral meme captured the sentiment perfectly. Money is leaving the stock market faster than Morgan Wallen left SNL.
He is leaving the stock market faster than Morgan Wallen at goodnight.
And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, fans began to piece together hints of a secret relationship between Lana and Morgan. Whispers suggested they first crossed paths in early 2022 at an after-party following the American Country Awards. No photos, no proof, but plenty of blurry eyewitness accounts. They were allegedly spotted together at Dino's, a low-key Nashville dive bar tucked into a dark booth, laughing over shots of whiskey. Sources say the fling was brief but intense. Morgan, fresh off scandal, was drawn to Lana's enigmatic aura. Lana, ever the romantic fatalist, was intrigued by Morgan's reckless charm, but it didn't last. Insiders claimed Lana quickly soured on Morgan's volatile personality, the temper, the drinking, the tendency to self-destruct. Within weeks, she was gone, ghosting him like a vapor trail over the Tennessee hills. Until Stagecoach, when the ghost came back to haunt them both. The internet had a field day, but not everyone agreed. Some hailed Lana's takedown as iconic. Tweets flooded timelines. Finally, someone put him in his place. Lana carrying the country industry on her back. Others, though, were less forgiving. If Lana knew about Morgan's problematic past, why was she involved with him at all? Why wait until now to air it out? Conveniently, right as she was promoting new music, accusations of hypocrisy swirled. Some fans felt betrayed, questioning whether Lana was weaponizing the drama for publicity. In the world of celebrity gossip, perception can shift in an instant, and in Lana's case, the tightrope walk between authenticity and opportunism had never been thinner. As the dust settled, one thing became clear about Morgan Wallen. Despite repeated apologies and image rehab efforts, his reputation remained stubbornly tainted. In a tearful interview with Rolling Stone, he insisted, "I truly care what people think of me. I want to be seen as a good man. I try to be." He cited the environment he grew up in, the mistakes he made, the journey he's still walking.
Always a work in progress. I'm doing the best I can. I truly do. I do care about what people think of me. I want to be viewed as a good man. I try to be, so I just want that to be known. I'm just doing the best I can.
But the court of public opinion is rarely so generous. For every fan still chanting his name at concerts, a dozen others scrolled past headlines about him with an eye roll and a shrug. Redemption in the digital age isn't just hard, it's almost impossible. Meanwhile, Lana was playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers. Instead of running from controversy, she embraced it and shaped it into a story only she could tell. 57.5 shot up the streaming charts within hours of her Stagecoach performance. Interviews about the song subtly hinted at deeper meanings without ever confirming them, letting the mystery feed the momentum. Lana positioned herself perfectly, the flawed but self-aware artist, brave enough to own her past, but savvy enough to profit from it. A modern-day siren who lured controversy onto her rocks and emerged untouchable, the ultimate flex. While the internet debated her choices, she was already halfway through her next album. But for Morgan, the next chapter wasn't looking so bright. Reports leaked that ticket sales for his 2025 tour were softer than expected. Corporate sponsors, burned once too often, were reluctant to attach their brands to his name. New music from Morgan hinted at deep regrets, but also a simmering resentment toward a world that refused to let him forget his sins. His lyrics spoke of loneliness, isolation, a man trying to climb out of a pit he largely dug himself. The tragic irony? At his peak, Morgan Wallen was poised to be the next Garth Brooks. Now he was fighting just to stay relevant. In the end, two stars stood at a crossroads, but only one seemed ready to rewrite her story. Lana Del Rey took a kiss, a mistake, and a scandal, and spun it into gold. Morgan Wallen, despite all his talent, remained trapped by the weight of his own past. Their brief collision revealed a brutal truth about fame in 2025. In a world that never forgets and rarely forgives, survival isn't about being perfect, it's about being the one who controls the story. And when it comes to storytelling, Lana Del Rey just proved she's the last true master left.